Are we on? Are we good?
We
Okay.
are.
All right. Hello, hello. Welcome to the second official episode of the Jacob Michael Show.
Mm-hmm.
In studio in studio,
Yeah, right.
as always, is Matt Trygar.
How's it going?
Good. Take
everyone?
a sip of my White Claw here.
Chug.
Very nice, very nice. Black cherry is still my favorite flavor behind mango. And then I'm trying lime, though, for the first time. What is this? Natural lime White Claw. So you're not really digging the... Well, you don't dislike the grapefruit, but...
I don't mind it at all. No.
We just think it doesn't taste like anything.
No,
Doesn't
it doesn't... No, it tastes fine. I mean, like, it tastes like the other one that I had.
Does it taste like grapefruit?
Does. I guess so. But I guess that tastes like the other one. Then the other one, I guess, tastes like grapefruit, too.
we got a treat for you next week, or whenever Four Locos comes out with their 14%er.
Oh, Jeebus.
Because we are going to be trying that on air. 14% alcohol. For those of you who don't know what Four Locos is, it comes in like a long can, and it's basically liquid death. There's really
Kills you.
Yeah, like if you want to get really messed up in one drink, Four Locos will do it to you. We're gonna be trying it. I don't know when it comes out. I don't know if it's out now or if
I'll just drink the seltzer.
So we have a lot to talk about today. We haven't been on
do.
air for 2 weeks now. We want to thank everyone for listening to the first episode who did. I know a lot of family members of mine did.
Same here. You know.
So, and I got a lot of good feedback from them and kind of what we can do to continually update and change and make this show better. So thank you to them. We want to definitely say right out the gate that we are not professionals. I know we
Yes.
said it last.
We said
time.
it towards the end, so if anyone stayed towards the end, you would hear us say that we are not professionals.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
do want to make that very clear again that we are nowhere near qualified
Yeah.
as most people are in this town to be talking about film, but
We are not writers. We are not directors. We are not even really actors at this
yeah,
point.
yeah, I mean pretty much.
We're trying to be. But, I mean, just two broke guys trying to talk some movies.
Yep, for me this is definitely a stress reliever.
Yeah.
Being able to get on mic and talk about movies and kind of my experiences, and
So,
it's a good way to update my family with what's going on and all that. So
our opinions are just opinions.
yes,
So,
and that is
we
that
don't-
is-
yeah.
that is key. That is key. So, Matt, how a lot has happened with you these past 2 weeks, from family coming into town to working
Yeah.
to. So
Yeah.
why don't you give us a little something about the Trygars making it to Southern California?
I was in work the one day, and I look up. I was checking a $100 bill, making sure it was not counterfeit.
These are important life goals for jobs.
Making sure not accepting any of those. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then I look up and there's my family. They come into the store.
That's great.
And then I went back to get them shoes, and then all of a sudden my brothers appear. So they surprised me here too.
That's
so that was a
awesome.
good surprise.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, always.
Yeah,
seeing the family is.
I haven't seen anybody that I recognized from home at least
Mm-hmm.
in over a year.
Yeah.
Or no, not over a year, about a year.
Yeah, it's been about a year for you,
So-
and so it was good to see the family. Got to hang out for a week. You went to a taping of Last Man Standing.
We did. We went to a live taping of Last Man Standing.
My
We
boy
were
Tim
just a
Allen is
general audience of it. Yeah.
very nice.
It was cool to see. It was really cool to see how they operate, how quick they are with it.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a downside, it was just the stage manager, the guy who was in charge of like warming up the audience and everything.
Yeah, you
was
were saying.
absolutely annoying.
Yeah, you were saying that he was.
I wanted to kill him. To me, honestly, I was thinking how does the crew week to week stand that?
They probably struggle.
He was he was like screaming. It was like the amps were at that like turned up to like a certain point where like it's just that piercing kind of sound where like he just talks a little too loud and you cringe because it's just a little too loud, and he kept making jokes that no one could relate to but him and some of the other people in the crew.
Yikes.
So like no one was getting the jokes.
Yeah, that's tough.
And he kept saying like, God, I'm doing so much comedy. I'm like, no one's laughing though. Like, like he's like, and he kept talking about Jerry's Deli.
yeah.
Jerry's Deli, if you want to sponsor us. It was so bad.
That's tough.
Yeah.
But other than that, you had a good time with your family. You got to do a bunch of stuff.
We did we went to Malibu, did a couple of little road trips. Fun. It was fun.
Very exciting.
It was a good little break too. I think.
No, absolutely. To kind of get you away from the scene for a minute and kind of recharge and regroup. I think that's always needed for anyone in the entertainment industry or any industry in that matter.
Yeah. No, it was after you think about the same thing for so long and you're on that track for just every single day, every single second, you don't really realize how much it wears you out.
Yeah.
And
yep, absolutely.
When you're focused on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, that's good. I'm glad they came. I'm glad you got to see them.
Yeah.
I have had a crazy 2 weeks.
You were telling me.
I've had an insane 2 weeks.
Including an ambulance.
Including an ambulance, yes. We'll start off with the pros, the positives. I've been filming a lot.
Yeah.
I filmed I continued to film an independent romantic comedy that I've been in. We were filming in Glendale for about, I think, 3 or 4 days, which was very exciting. Anytime you can be on set.
Do you know how long it's going to be? Is it a short?
No, this is a full feature.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be probably an hour and a half. We're about halfway done with the film. The tough part about it is that it's similar like an American Pie, where it's like an ensemble cast. So, so it's just tough scheduling everyone on the same page. So these 4 days that we did had the whole cast.
Yeah.
It was like a big banquet scene that we did. So that's good because we were able to get a majority of like the big kind of ensemble pieces done. Now it's just more doing the 2 character pieces and the 2 shots and all that. So
getting them credits,
getting that footage. We're waiting on the next location, so that's exciting. I also wrapped on another film I was doing, which was just a supporting role where I got to play this kind of serial killer-esque character. We were in a warehouse in downtown LA.
Is this the one that I helped you audition for?
Yes, this was the one. This was the one that we shot in Holma's place where we were in acting class. Yeah, we set it up. We shot it. Casting director Cynthia Huffman, who I love, really liked it. Got to do a callback in the production office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you helped me get that. Cheers.
Hey.
It was really good to be on probably the most professional set I've been on in terms of 80 to 100 crew members, trailer, makeup trailer, and all that.
Really?
So I'm talking, and especially for an indie film, really, really high end.
Yeah.
I mean, really really well done, and I think really,
That's
good.
Good.
Now whether it's going to turn out well, I don't know, but it was like the lighting crew, and I mean, it was just meeting everyone and kind of seeing it in action was great, and I got to make a few connections, and
you definitely need that sort of experience.
Absolutely, you learn the most on set, I think. I mean, you can go to acting class and kind of hone your skills, but once you're on set, that's when you see what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
So
not even just like as far as acting wise and being in front of the camera, but just being on set and learning some sort of like how to be on set, like what
absolutely. I mean, learning the protocol and learning where you fit kind of in the big wheel of film, I think is really important. But that was the pros part of it. The con part of it is that I had a panic attack. It was last Monday. I was at work, and the week before was chaotic for me because I was working in the restaurant in the morning and then filming at night. So I really had I was kind of running from 6 in the morning all the way till midnight. So I was pushing 15, 16-hour days, and I was working on Monday, and kind of what led up to it was the server. So basically, there's a 6 o'clock who kind of gets things ready, and then there's a 7 o'clock, and those 2 servers work in the morning. The 7 o'clock server didn't show up until around 10, which is when breakfast slows down, and that's kind of a transitional time. So and it was very busy that Monday, so I was running around like a chicken with its head cut off with my manager, and I served probably over 100 people in an hour, which, it's tough. It's not easy, and I've done it before.
No.
But after I was done, and Andreas, who was the server, he came in, and and I started, getting this really sharp pain in my chest, kind of near my heart. And it wasn't bad at first, but I was kind of like, what's going on here? And I was walking around, and I tried to control it, but I constantly had my hand kind of near my chest because I was like, oh man, this is not getting better. I went to the bathroom and tried to fix it, and it got progressively worse. And the concept was every time I would breathe, the pain would shoot into my heart,
Really?
like around that area. And
Wow.
so I started kind of doing shorter breaths, and shorter breath kind of
How long did you go?
for about 10-15 minutes.
Really?
Of not, thinking it was.
Of just trying to push through.
Yeah. So, well, my logic was, let me just get done, because I was already done with the shift. I just had to do side work, fold napkins, and clean glasses. I'm like, let me just get done so I can get out of here and get home. And I was doing glasses, and I collapsed because of the pain. Like, I clenched and I kind of fell over because I was lightheaded and whatnot. And I remember my dad last year, he was having kind of the similar issue where he had pains in his chest and he had to go to the hospital. So I was like, oh man, is this happening to me? I have a history of heart problems on my dad's side, my grandpa and my dad. So
Yeah.
I was really worried. And I started crying and everything. Not because I cried, but
was
because
scary.
I was scared. I was like, I've never been in an ambulance. I've never been to the hospital. And as an actor, you have to be emotionally vulnerable. So it was all playing into it. Server came. They came. Excuse me. Everyone started freaking out. They called 911. I'm laying there, crying, like freaking out, like, oh man, am I gonna die? Is this it? Like, we haven't
Andre-
done episode 2 of the podcast yet.
You should. You should have looked Andreas in the eyes. Just been like,
Well, yeah, he
This
came
is
in and
you.
he's like, you okay, little buddy? I'm like, do I look okay, big hoss?
this is because of you.
Yeah, so
Pay my bills.
Long story short, 4 EMS guys came, really nice. They did an EKG, a 12 lead on me. Vitals are fine, heart's fine. It was just a panic attack mixed with maybe a gas bubble, which is part of it. But
It was probably a lot of the pain part.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was the pain. But I was just having a panic attack from stress and just overworking. So everything is okay, but it was definitely scary and definitely something that I've been kind of watching out for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's panic attacks could be real.
it's scary. I don't deal with anxiety or depression or any of that, but I mean, when just because mentally you think you can handle something, sometimes physically, your body just goes, nope, not today, cuz.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the highlight of my week. But other than that, things have been pretty good. Been working a lot, and filming has been great. So I can't complain about that. But
Yeah.
it's been I think it's been a good couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to kind of get your thoughts because so Comic-Con happened a while ago, and
Oh, that's right.
we got some pretty cool like Marvel news and stuff that
I didn't really catch on to a lot of it.
yeah, I mean it was a Saturday night, and they kind of like released their new slate. Really nothing crazy, but what I'm excited for is coming up is D23. So D23 is Disney's convention. It's kind of like their own Comic-Con,
I did hear about this.
which we are going to go to next year, Matt.
Yeah?
We're going to D23. We're also going to Comic-Con.
Hopefully I'm not selling shoes.
You won't be showing shoes because we're going to be going to these conventions.
Let's do it.
So I just want to let you know that that's where we're going to be.
Yeah.
But D23 is where they're going to be doing a lot of like Star Wars news. Before we get into the Star Wars news, where are you on your trilogy? What have you saw A New Hope?
Saw New Hope.
You saw Empire Strikes Back. Have you seen Return of the Jedi
Yes.
with Slave Leia and Jabba the Hutt?
Yes.
Okay, so you've
Yes.
seen the
Yes.
original trilogy.
Yeah.
Can I get your thoughts on the original trilogy?
Well, okay.
As someone who didn't kind of you've been in it so late, or you've come to it so late, I'm
Yeah.
interested to get your perspective on just the story and the graphics and kind of like the effects and everything, because it is outdated. I mean, it was in the 70s and 80s. So I want to get
Yeah,
your thoughts
yeah.
on what did you think of what I think are the best 3 Star Wars.
I liked probably Return of the Jedi the most.
Yes, it's that was my favorite growing up.
Yeah.
Because it was the most actiony.
Yeah, it was not even that. It was more or less like looking at like Darth and like looking at the story that you have between those two. Not to get all like too on Star Wars, not to get too crazy with Star Wars, but like looking at the. You never thought that he was actually going to change his mind.
Yes.
You never thought that he was actually going to change. And then he did. And then that's kind of what kind of made the movie for me is like those moments. That always makes like a movie for me is like those moments where, you know, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. He's going to maybe pretend. He kind of seems like a Loki character almost in a way.
Yeah.
But he's also on the dark side. So he's going to stay like, he has to stay there. Yeah. So, but at the same time, I was like, no, he's not going to change. He's not going to go with Luke. He's not going to go with Luke at all. He's not going to change. And then all of a sudden,
he does.
He does.
And it's like, oh, yes.
You kind of see like a spark, but then you're like, no, maybe he won't. No. And then he does. And then that's kind of what made that movie for me probably one of the better out of those three. Yeah.
Yes. So you remember in A New Hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
At the beginning. So to kind of segue into this, so next you're going to see the prequels, I assume, 1, 2, and 3, right? Episode 1. Because you saw 4, 5, and 6. You're probably going to see 1, 2, and 3. They're not great.
Yes.
1, 2, and 3 are not great. But
okay, yeah, I've heard a lot. Yeah, I've heard that.
But you do get you get a younger Obi-Wan Kenobi, played by Ewan McGregor.
Okay.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best parts of the originals, right below Jar Jar Binks. Like, Jar Jar Binks is the best, and then you have Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. But I wanted to talk about this because news broke a couple days ago that, you know how Disney's doing their streaming service, Disney Plus?
Yeah.
They're going to be doing an Obi-Wan Kenobi series with Ewan McGregor.
Really?
Which I am ecstatic about.
Interesting. I'm actually really interested in that.
Because, and I don't want to like nerd out on you, but oh no, not the ambulance! But they were going to
remember you. Yeah.
They were going to. So remember when Solo came out?
Yeah.
The Han Solo one. So they had slated a bunch of kind of those films, like a Yoda movie and a hey.
I was interested. I was like, I wonder. After watching the trilogy, I was like, there's got to be more to the story with Yoda.
Yeah,
there's definitely got to be so much more.
Yeah, so
because you can't just stop where you stopped.
Exactly. Well, Lucasfilm did a lot of they were going to do a lot of like these movies, so like Boba Fett and Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi was one of them, but they all got scratched after Solo didn't do well. So
young Yoda.
To see you're going to see young Yoda in the first 3.
Is he taller?
It's no, he still looks old and whatnot, but it's still
he was old. It was Benjamin Button only. He stayed like 103.
Yeah. So, but that was kind of the big news that broke, having an Obi-Wan story, which I'm really excited for. But that's kind of the big news that I want to talk about. I mean, like, there's little stuff, but that was kind of like the big announcement. And I think that we're going to get all these official announcements during D23.
Yeah.
So definitely, definitely keep that. Like, kind of look at that and see what's, because I think we're going to get some info about kind of the new Star Wars stuff moving forward.
I've been so sidetracked with other stuff. Mm-hmm. Just like stuff that we're trying to do and...
we have
stuff.
We have a lot of good projects coming up that I don't want to reveal on air, but we
yeah,
definitely have a lot. I mean, we have a lot of stuff cooking, not only on the Jacob Michael Show part of it, but also the Midnight Vibes Productions part of it as well. That I think is going to get a lot of people interested, and so I'm excited.
Yeah, and I've been so distracted with that I haven't been able to look at a lot of news and stuff that's been going on.
Absolutely.
Because it's just slipped my mind. I mean,
you had family in town too. So
it doesn't take a lot to go on an app or just kind of read, but like it just keeps slipping my mind.
You were clocked out for a while. Don't worry, I keep very close attention to the news and what's going on. And as you know, I'm a very big Star Wars fan. Have you been watching anything on TV wise? Because I've been watching a lot of stuff.
I watch The Office every single day.
Of course.
At least an episode. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to watch it
on
before,
Netflix.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch it before they take it off Netflix because I'm too poor to afford whatever they're going to put it on.
I know.
So
Kevin with the chili is one of just my favorite. I mean, that's just...
He takes the manila folder and he tries to scoop the chili back.
Yeah, it's just... Do you mind opening this?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So, But I've been getting into every now and then, like I'd say every week, I'd start a new episode of Mad Men.
Really?
Yeah.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard that Mad Men with John Hamm is incredible.
I didn't realize though too that was one of John Hamm's first roles.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was like his. Oh, this is really good. Try this.
Okay.
This is lime. Try that. Try that. Natural lime.
Sprite.
It's Sprite.
Yeah.
That's Sprite.
It is.
That's alcoholic Sprite right there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, Mad Men is I want to get into Mad Men. I want those Mad Men and Breaking Bad are the two series that I haven't seen that I want to see.
You haven't seen Breaking Bad yet?
Have not seen Breaking Bad.
You gotta start. Jeez, you gotta start Breaking Bad.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Yeah. I was considering.
How far are you on Mad Men?
I can't tell you the.
Should I start Mad Men? Should we watch it together? I mean, are you far enough to where I can catch up?
Oh yeah. No, I'm not far at all.
Okay, let's
start like tracking it.
Yeah, let's start tracking Mad Men. We'll do a little Mad Men stuff, and then I'm gonna be
we'll do some updates on it.
Well, right now because I just got done watching The Boys on Amazon, and
is it a miniseries?
Yeah, so it's only 10 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Or 8. It's 8 or 10.
Amazon does a lot of those
Smaller,
yeah.
like
The
The Boys is one of the greatest superhero shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because it's not your conventional superhero film. It talks about like the really shitty side of superheroes, and it talks about like the corporation and all this different stuff. Impeccable. Carl Urban as Butch is impeccable. Mm-hmm. Love it. And it's got
Carl.
It's got Dennis Quaid's boy as Huey and all this different stuff. So, but it is really well done. So if you get a chance to see that, I definitely recommend it. But right now I'm watching this political thriller called Designated Survivor on Netflix, which stars Kiefer Sutherland. It's really good. It's not for everyone. It's kind of like a political show. So if you're into it, but the one guy from Harold and Kumar is in it, not Chow, but the other guy. Really funny.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of binging that because I was a big fan of The Newsroom with Jeff Daniels.
Really?
So I kind of
where can you find Newsroom?
Newsroom is on Amazon Prime. God, I know.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after Netflix gets rid of its thing, I might just.
Yeah, I don't.
I might
know.
switch over.
Netflix. I don't. I mean, I love good content, but like Netflix, in terms of their original, like I don't know what they're gonna do once all these streaming services start popping up and they start pulling. Because like what you just said with The Office, you're watching The Office before they take it out, but. I just like, are you gonna watch Netflix to see Stranger Things? Like, I just don't know.
Never do I want to go to Netflix to watch a Netflix original. I never go and say like, what's new on Netflix originals now?
I mean, because like you said, Breaking Bad is on Netflix, Mad Men is on Netflix. That's all licensed out. They don't own any of that.
Friends.
Yeah, Friends, The Office, all of that is all licensed out. And now we're seeing all these streaming services kind of come up, and eventually we'll get a Warner Brothers app and an NBC app and all that. They're going to take all those good properties back.
Well, that's the thing is, like, Netflix is going to have to do some serious negotiating with, like, Sony Studios.
Yeah.
Any other studios that aren't going to start doing their own streaming services. They got to do some serious stuff with that because, I mean, Universal does Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? And because that NBC Universal.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see because I know that like Netflix still they have contracts with Ryan Murphy and Shonda Rhimes and all these big producers, and they just paid the showrunners of Game of Thrones, Benioff and Wright.
I saw that. Yeah,
9-figure deal. That's like let's just say $100 million. That's big money. Okay, so obviously Netflix has money.
Were they saying that they were going to write for Netflix, or they were going to put Game of Thrones?
No,
on
they
Netflix?
were going to write. They were going to write for Netflix
okay.
and do new content.
Okay, because all they kept talking about was like Game of Thrones people are going to be working with Netflix.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones instead of just
no.
saying their names.
Yeah, no. Game of Thrones is going to be on HBO's.
Yeah.
That's going to be on HBO's streaming service.
I mean, that would make the most sense. But the way that everybody was talking about it was like, oh my god, Game of Thrones working with Netflix. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, it was definitely misleading. But I know after kind of doing the research, it was Benioff and Weiss, and they're also doing. So that's the TV. So they're only doing TV for Netflix. For movies, they're doing a Star Wars trilogy for Disney.
Really?
So now they're getting paid for Disney, getting paid for Netflix. They're doing okay.
Yeah, they're doing
okay. I just don't know where we're gonna, because like look at us. Okay, we work full time, and we do acting. I mean, like right now I have Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon Prime, and that's it. And that's a lot of money. I mean, Netflix is what, $11 or $14. Hulu with ads is $5. Amazon Prime is, $149 if you pay for. I use my parents' account, but now once you start adding Disney Plus, which is $6, then Warner Brothers, which will be probably $10, then NBC, it's like who can afford all this? And then you have CBS All Access.
You gotta really know what you want to watch.
Yeah, and like I want to. Well, then you get into like, well, there's so much there's so much content that I don't even know. There's so much that.
I mean, it's gonna be like channels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's funny is everyone's like, "Oh, I'm done with cable and I'm over it." Well, we're doing a full circle because we're getting back.
Basically,
into
gonna be cable
because
it's gonna be all the streaming services are gonna basically be like their own channel and cable.
Exactly. So I just laugh because I'm like, well, I know you don't like cable, but we're gonna get back into cable. So, what I think the big game changer is sports.
Yeah.
Who's gonna own, because Disney owns ESPN, and that's big. So
what are the other big sports?
Fox News.
Yeah, Fox.
Oh man.
Oh, bless you.
What am I? Whoa. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm good. It's just lime. It's just natural lime seltzer. I don't know what it's doing to me, but I like it.
That was a shaker.
That was
enough to send you on an ambulance ride.
That was about a 2.5 aftershock. But you're not a big sports guy, Matt. Like, you're not.
It's not that I'm not. It's just that I never had the means to watch it. Mm-hmm. So I guess that makes me not a big sport. I mean, because I'd like to start. I just never had cable to be able to watch it, so I just never wanted to. I know I don't want to because I've already know how to.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because if you don't have cable, it's kind of like all the different games are spread out in different services. So like Amazon Prime, they do Thursday night games.
Okay.
And then I know like Hulu, you can do some games, and also it's like it's all spread out.
Yeah.
And then they have like the NFL sports pack. Of course, I only know football, but. It's weird. I'm curious to see where we're gonna go from because I know like now the big thing is Netflix. Like I know everybody and their mother has Netflix.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's gonna be the case in the next, because I know once Disney comes out, ooh buddy.
Yeah.
Ooh buddy. So I'm really curious to see kind of when Disney comes out and see what they have cooking, because I know they are going to roll out strong.
What do you think this is going to do to box office movies, theater movies?
We already see it now. I mean, people don't go to the movies like they used to because there's so much content. I mean, if let's say that you're a family of 4. Mm-hmm. Okay, why would you spend if you don't have like AMC stubs, which is still expensive? Yeah. Why would you spend $100 on a movie when you can just have Netflix and just put on a movie at home? Mm-hmm. Or let's say that you're a young couple, why would you go to the movies if you can be in your pajamas and watch a Netflix movie at home?
But there's always something to be said about the actual going.
And I am a big supporter of the movie theater experience. I don't think that there is any other experience you can get other than being in a movie theater. I think if you're going to go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino, I think that you should absolutely see that movie in theaters.
In the theater, see it on the big screen.
Exactly. There are some movies like Avengers Endgame that is so...
Well, there's a lot that where the people were thinking about the big screen while they were making
Yeah,
it.
I mean, there's something to be said about spectacle.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said to using the 35 millimeter frame to your full potential, or using the digital
Yeah.
frame to your full potential. And
Yeah.
I think that, and I don't, and a lot of people don't like this, but I love being in a full theater, and I love that energy and that atmosphere. And
That's one thing that I noticed. Well, you told me, and not that I didn't get it. I just yeah, you're one of the only ones that I've ever heard say that.
yeah, it's something about being in a theater, and like, so yesterday we saw Good Boys, which we're going to review here in a couple minutes, but
Yeah.
When you have a comedy and everyone is laughing at the same time, there's something about that, instead of just, oh, I'm in my apartment watching a comedy and I'm laughing. Like, I
by
love
myself, laughing by myself.
and I
yeah.
think the biggest genre that owes the big screen a thank you is horror.
Yeah.
Because I think, and we're going to talk about it, which which I'm very nervous about, But if you have a group of people
I'm excited about.
oh, buddy,
Yeah.
if you have a group of people in a movie theater, a dark movie theater, and a horror film comes on, everyone screaming at the same time, I think is an experience.
Yeah.
Which,
It is. I mean, everyone's grabbing on anyone. I mean, like, it's maybe to the point where you're grabbing onto somebody you don't even know.
yeah, exactly. So I love
clinching onto those
I'm
chairs.
a big fan. Like,
Yeah.
I prefer seeing movies in theaters over the smaller screen, because I think you miss things on a smaller screen. And that's just it. And then, did you hear? There's a new movie theater that they opened up in LA called the Alamo.
No.
So it's called the Alamo, and you go there, and it's like a movie theater experience. So you go and you sit down, and they have waiters, and you can like order food before the film, and like you can eat food, and then
Wasn't this our acting Homo? Well, he was saying something about.
well, there's one, yeah. There's different kinds. So there's different theaters like that, but this one just opened up, and
Yeah.
it's like the premium movie theater experience.
The,
So
the best of the best.
the best of the best, and they're going to be doing, similar to Quentin Tarantino, they're going to be doing like 35 millimeter print films and stuff. So they do both digital and film.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very excited to kind of see what they have in line,
Gotta
because
say,
they have
like,
other locations
yeah.
around the U.S., but this is the first one in LA.
$600 tickets.
Exactly.
Spend my paycheck at the movie theaters.
So we are at the 32-minute mark, and it's time to review Good Boys
Hey.
by Universal. We saw the movie last night. It opened up on Thursday. We saw it Saturday night. It was a pretty full theater in Burbank.
Very packed.
Very
I mean,
packed.
because it was one of the bigger theaters. It was.
Yep.
Yeah.
We went to the main theater in Burbank 16, and we went to a showing at what time was it? Like 7, 8,
720.
7:20. We went to the 7:20 showing. It was packed.
It was. And like I
And-
said, one of the bigger theaters. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the bigger theaters,
It was
and
full. I mean, we couldn't even sit together because when
yeah.
we got the tickets, there was only there was the only seats that were available were like you were behind me.
Exactly. Well, when we go see it, you have to be next to me, because I am gonna be like, literally, I'm gonna have my hands over my eyes the whole time. So
It's gonna be all right.
it's gonna be
It's
scary.
gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
So-
Actually, I after seeing that new trailer last night, I'm thinking they might not focus so much on the horror.
Yeah, it was definitely, unless the trailer lies, it was definitely more about like the relationship between
Yeah.
the gang,
Yeah,
Which-
and trying to stop it versus of just being scared of it.
which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about. But what were your expectations going into Good Boys?
Going into Good Boys.
And for the audience who doesn't know what Good Boys is that film about three kids who it's kind of like a coming of age story about the three
A little
three
bit more
kids.
up to date age coming of age.
Yeah, it's
story.
kind of like a super bad, kind of like
for kid. Yeah,
Yep,
for
yep.
little kid. Yeah.
exactly, kind of like a book smart,
Yeah.
type film.
I didn't have high expectations for it. I didn't walk in there thinking like I wasn't. It was not obviously it was not the same as walking into Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I didn't have. I think I purposely didn't want to have high expectations for Good Boys because something like that just doesn't really need. I mean, you're gonna go in there and laugh and I was excited to go see it. But it was not, like I said, it was not like on my mind all day. Like I was excited to go see it a little bit once we got closer to it, and then I sat down and just tried to let myself enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, I thought the main producer was Seth Rogen.
Yes, so that was probably the most exciting part because
that was pretty exciting for
Seth
me,
Rogen. It was Jonah Hill was an
Yeah.
executive producer. Evan Goldberg,
Yeah.
who they all work together, and
That's kind of like what made me excited to see it. So, but at the same time, my expectations were still low because not low, but I didn't really I didn't get any expectations.
Yeah,
for it.
and I was pretty much on par with that because when we saw movies earlier and they'd show the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, they're kind of going through the comedy beats and everything, and once we saw it, I thought it had more heart than I was expecting. Like there was definitely some moments where I was like, wow, this is really thoughtful. Like there's some really good moments. The comedy was the comedy. The comedy was I'm not saying it was bad, but it just
I wasn't rolling out of my chair.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't like the other guys with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
But it had and like I said, say what you will about Jacob Tremblay. He did the role that was required of him. And kind of like this young. I mean, and all the kids did well.
They did well, but like I told you this last night about Jacob Tremblay. He still felt too young. Like to me, I'm like, no, like this kid looks like he just got out of kindergarten.
Yeah,
like he does not. He talks and he looks like not a sixth grader.
Yes, and I agree. But let's talk about the star of the film, Keith L. Williams.
Keith L. Williams.
His
hold it out the bag
performance, and Christian Harloff over at Collider agrees that he is the standout, and I think he is. I mean, after seeing the film, he had the most kind of like, because I think he played the audience. He played the audience.
In a way,
he's like, what are we doing?
In a comedy, he was the most comic. Like he was the comic relief of a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was the guy going, we shouldn't be doing any of this.
Yeah.
So, really enjoyed his performance. Will Forte makes an appearance, and I'm like, yes, thank you.
Will Forte.
And this is the second appearance because he's also in Booksmart, which is kind of like two girls coming of age, and he plays the dad as well.
I love Will Forte. He is.
He's just so dry, but
he's got this odd. I want to say like improvisational skills, but he's just. I mean, like he's in the same kind of Zach Galifianakis, like Tim and Eric.
Yeah.
Will Forte. He's that kind of comedy, and I love every time I see him. He never disappoints me.
Exactly.
He had that TV show called what's it called, Last Man on Earth or something like that.
Yes.
And I couldn't stop watching the guy.
Yeah, it's
so funny.
The movie's fun.
Yeah,
the movie's very fun.
I mean, definitely go and see it. I'd like to see it at least another time. Maybe not in the theater, but I definitely like to see it.
I'll see. It's not like. And we got to talk. I want to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again with you.
Yeah.
With you.
Okay.
So we got to.
We didn't get to see it together.
So we're going to do that this week. Because we have AMC stubs. Like, let's see it.
We can see it, yeah.
But yeah, this movie was fun. I'm not going to see it again in theaters. But, I had a good time. I laughed. And I think the work that Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg and all them are doing, I think it's great. Because Seth Rogen was also a producer on The Boys.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it a comedy?
A lot of violence.
But there
were comedic beats to it, but it was the same because The Boys used to be the same comic book writer as The Preacher, so he's kind of wrapped up in all that. But I think what Seth Rogen is doing, I think that Seth Rogen is in the peak of his career, not only as an actor but as a producer.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I was gonna say he already made the transition a while ago of like not just being an actor but starting to produce and start to direct.
This was a very funny film. It had had big budget beats, and it had and it was fun, and I enjoyed myself, but there was and I think this is how I'm gonna say it, there was nothing like stand out for me other than Keith L. Williams.
And Keith L. Williams.
And
Yeah,
I'm excited to see kind of what they do next.
if anybody out of that movie gets something because of it, like as a reason like to get like another movie or another role, it'll be him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he stole the show.
Yep. So, are you excited for It Chapter 2? Because I'm not.
Yes.
I am scared.
Yes.
I am going to be scared shitless. Did you see the first one?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like the first one?
I enjoyed it a lot. I really liked it a lot.
The character?
Like
the clown, Pennywise, or just the
just
film?
the story, just the film, yeah. Because I mean, like it's almost kind of like another coming of age thing,
kind of like a Stand By Me.
Yeah,
type.
But they just enhanced. It's another way of like coming of age, like different fears and blah blah blah. And,
were you scared at any point? Like, was there anything that got you?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, Skarsgård did an amazing job of acting nuts.
That projector scene.
The scene, the projector scene, but it was more. I think the scene that actually ended up creeping me out the most and stuck with me was that scene where you saw the first one, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
with the scene, there's like noise in the back and he's like doing his little jig thing, but his head stays still.
Oh, is that when he's doing the dance?
Yeah, and that thing killed me.
It's creepy.
I was
it's
like,
definitely creepy.
No.
Yeah.
So, but it as like a general as a horror movie is probably now one of my favorites, only because it really enhances a lot of
Well, it's not just
fears.
what I love is that it's not just horror just for the sake of horror. It's not.
It's not just like let's kill him.
Yeah, I mean, like there's definitely scary moments, but there's still heart to it. And the Losers Club and the kids is your primary focus with this killer clown in the background.
Well, that's just Stephen King in general too.
That's great.
I mean, I wonder how with these new It movies, what kind of what standing I guess Stephen King
He liked
has.
them. He publicly said he liked them. So
well, was he involved in a lot of like?
He was probably a consultant.
I was gonna say because obviously with the one with Stephen Curry.
It's Tim Curry.
Oh, Tim Curry, Stephen Curry. What am I saying? Tim Curry. Obviously, he was probably around a lot for that.
That gave me nightmares.
Yeah,
when I was younger.
Tim Curry.
Because I was at Target and I was probably like 6 or 7, and I was at Target and I saw they had the DVD, and I saw it, like the clown, and I was like, that is scary. Like, no, thank you.
So, the thing that I kind of noticed was all right, so when Tim Curry did it, there was a little bit of a human in him. Mm-hmm. It sounded like there was a little bit of he was a crazy insane killer clown, mm-hmm. but there's still a little bit of you could take the paint off and find somebody underneath him.
Yeah.
When Skarsgård did it, which is also another reason why I liked it, but at the same time was still different, but it's kind of like the genie thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was insane the entire time.
Yeah,
there was no one behind there. It was just just nuts, crazy, killing, crazed clown.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
well, I'm definitely that doesn't come out this week, right? That comes out in September.
Yeah.
So, well, let's see what comes out next week. So Blinded by the Light is out, which is that Bruce Springsteen film.
Is it Bruce Springsteen?
Well, it's his music.
Is it Bruce Springsteen though?
It's not Bruce Springsteen, but I know it's inspired by his music. So.
But that's what I was wondering. Is it him, the musician, or they talk about him?
No, I don't. No, it's just he's a fan of him.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So Angel Has Fallen. Angel Has Fallen comes out this week.
You already saw that.
Yeah, don't see it.
You did a little pre-screening of that.
Peanut Butter Falcon. Yeah, so basically it is kind of the next film.
The next big one.
September 6th. Oh, man.
Are there any decent... I'm going to look that up now.
Rainbow Last Blood, September 20th.
That is...
And then the Joker movie comes out October 4th, which we're seeing.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's been anticipated by
October 18th
everyone.
is Zombieland 2 Double Tap.
Zombieland's on Netflix, I think.
Yep, it's really good.
I need to see it. I haven't actually seen it. I've been meaning. I keep seeing the the cover. I'm like, I gotta see it. I gotta see it. But there's other movies that have been taking priority.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm trying to find any good indie stuff coming out.
When does Apocalypse Now Final Cut, when does that come out?
Apocalypse Now Final
Yeah,
Cut.
have you seen Apocalypse Now?
I have. I mean, it was a while ago. I used to watch a lot of these older movies when I was like a kid, and I really didn't even really get them at the time. I just knew they were big, popular movies. And I just never understood what they were actually about. So I need like A Taxi Driver, The Graduate.
Yeah.
Like
all the classics.
Apocalypse Now, all those. I watched them when I was young. Like I said, I didn't really understand them when I was that young. So I just like,
this, this Final Cut is 3 hours.
Ooh. Is extended version?
It's like the director's.
Oh, okay.
I guess it was today, but I wonder if they're doing it tomorrow. Nope. Interesting. I would have loved to see that. But anyway, oh, here we go. Tuesday, August 20th, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's like a Thursday showing. Nope. Thursday. Friday. Saturday. I'll go on. Well, you're going to class on Tuesday, right?
Yeah. Yes, I am. I need to.
Well, I might 7. I might go for the first couple hours, and then go and see Apocalypse Now, because I've never seen it.
Yeah.
So, and if I'm going to see it, I might as well see it on the big screen, you know.
Yeah.
Tuesday the 20th.
I can't really. It's hard to find like new indie movies that are coming out.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Because I mean, I was such a fan of like 3 Billboards.
3 Billboards was
and I was like Shape of Water. Okay, Blind by the Light. Yeah, there. See that's coming up now. What was it? Aquarella? People who saw this. Oh, it's a documentary. Okay. Never mind. Just a bunch of advertisements about 40-year-old creepy photos from the Old West. Yeah, no. But I've been waiting for the next like big indie thing to come out like that.
I heard Peanut Butter Falcon's really good.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
With Shia LaBeouf. I heard it's really good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I heard that's really good.
I saw that. I saw trailers for that. Yeah, no, because I've been watching a bunch of all these indie movies, that are actually that are really good.
Well, I remember I started watching The Informant.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was telling you about The Informant.
Yeah.
How we got to do a scene from it.
It's very interesting. And I know you guys did a scene from it in acting class.
Yeah, I was trying to get you to do the scene, and then you never showed up.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So I was like, oh, and then finally when we started doing the scene, you came when we were doing the scene. I was like, well, no.
Yeah.
But what do you think about The Informant?
I didn't see all of it. I saw the first 20 minutes. I thought it was really good.
I mean, at first the first time I saw it, I was like, God, this is so damn boring. But then I realized, oh, it's probably got that boring feeling for a reason.
Exactly.
And then Matt Damon
just kills it. Have you seen The Martian with Matt Damon?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. I think Matt Damon is crisp. I think Matt Damon's crisp.
He's got another one coming out soon, right?
I don't know what he's in next. I don't know.
There's definitely something I remember.
I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure he's doing something. But
yeah. But
we have a really good next couple months coming out for film.
Yeah.
But is there anything else going on? Anything this week? Anything planned? Just kind of work and same old?
Yeah, I mean, I've had no auditions in months.
Welcome to the club.
0. And it's been kind of frustrating. I have to say, I'm taking it as like, it's a good way to kind of let myself like clear my mind out and let myself, be able to focus on other things right now.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Even just focus on, acting a little bit more. And I mean, even though I'm not going to be auditioning, which I need to work on auditioning.
Of course. That's a whole different skill.
But, just kind of getting some writing in.
Yeah,
Getting this in, trying to get this started, trying to start other things. So I guess not having the auditions and not having to worry about that and sides and everything and getting there is a good thing. So
yeah, absolutely.
at least I'm trying to take it as that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, we have a lot of good stuff coming up that we're going to be announcing soon.
We're gonna start watching Mad Men.
Yep, we're going to start watching Mad Men. We're also going to start having guests on the show.
We are. That way there's more people to kind of, because, like, yeah, we always kind of say we always agree on a lot of stuff, and movies always tend to be, we see it in the same eye, I guess.
Exactly.
So we need someone to see with a different eye.
So we're going to get some more people on, and then, yeah, like I said, we're going to continually grow, and at the end of the day, this is something that we do just to have fun and just to kind of relieve some stress. So
one thing I was going to try and throw out there is if anybody has some sort of way for us to market ourselves, because we have no experience in that whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not, this is the guy who doesn't have a single post on Instagram. So,
yeah.
So I'm not big with that, but if you have any experience, which probably everyone does, but if anyone could help us out with that or knows
I guess it's just got to be word of mouth for a long time.
Yep, exactly. So I'm really excited for the future of this, and we're continuing to grow as actors and entertainers, and eventually we'll probably start popping up on other podcasts. But for right now, we're just talking film, talking movies, talking bullshit. So we want to thank you for listening. To my family back home, I love you. To my friends, I hate you. And we
if you made it this far,
exactly. So thank you guys for listening. We hope you have a great week, and we will talk to you soon. We'll see you.
Thank y'all.